Hey everybody, it's Bust with Bust Builds Decks number 12, continuing our run through Balatro. And so if you've been keeping up over the course of the past few videos, we've been trying to make our way through the yellow deck all the way to the very end. This will probably be the last video that we play yellow deck. We're going to go and search out some of these other new ones in the upcoming videos, but I had really been struggling across the course of the videos making our way through the black stake on the yellow deck. Just completely punted it a couple of times on the videos. I actually punted it a few more times out there on my own. But I've managed to make it through pretty easily, and now it feels like it's been really worth it as I made my way through the blue stake in one shot. And so now we'll see what we can do with purple. Should be much more challenging than the blue. The blue stake taking away one discard, but the purple scaling up the point totals needed for the antes a little bit faster. And so we'll just have to see what we can do. See if our knowledge gained from the previous runs help us fight through. And all right, a pretty reasonable start in terms of just skipping through the early game, right? We have the polychrome tag, which is exceptionally important in terms of closing out the games to get that mult scaling going, and then the rare joker as well on the second tag. So ideally, as we roll into the first round of ante number 2, we just get a really high-powered, rare polychrome joker. And since we're playing the yellow deck, should be able to afford it, right? This is something that may cost like 10, 11, 12 gold. Since we start out with 14, we'll more than easily have enough to buy it, since we'll have 20 or so once we take down the boss. And so, ooh, I clicked select and it didn't take. The game must have been listening to what our game plan was, because that would have just completely thrown it out the window. But nonetheless, let's dive on in, see what turns up. And still, with these early stakes, I like to just come out and play for flushes. We've got the good makings of a diamond flush here with 2 face cards. You could roll a little bit further and look for a potential straight flush, but this is probably good enough. Get us up to 450 chips or so, and then make it really easy to close out this round. 340 and 450, pretty much the same number. So let's see, we still have a discard. We have the makings of a straight or the flush, right? We have 6, 7, 8, 9 in terms of a straight, 4 diamonds in hand, but that's going to be the 9th diamond up to this point, so there should only be 4 left in the deck. It's going to be kind of challenging to discard into the diamonds, and so I think we'll just play towards this straight. I'll discard 1 diamond. We'll just kind of see what happens in terms of that, but I'm a little bit more interested in just holding on to this, the 6, 7, 8, 9. We did manage to hit the straight. Again, probably have to play a pair after this. This is probably only like a 200-point hand, but easily get out of this ante and see what that rare joker offers up. Oh, sweet. Exactly 600. Give us that extra gold. I dig it. I dig it. Right, rare polychrome, the highest of rolls about to come out here for us, right? Fuck, I don't even like this one. The bonus multiplier for every consecutive hand without playing your most consecutive one, like it's so hard to level this one up, right? So let's say like your strategy is going after a high card, right? And then you get up to level 10 high card, then you just can't play it anymore. This thing won't do anything. But then the next strategy is like, okay, well, I want to be playing a variety of hands. And so I play every single hand one time. I get the multiplier up that high, and then you're just cut off. You can't do anything else with it. You're just stuck with it in that space. And so, like, I'm still going to take it. This is going to be, at worst, a flat 2.5x multiplier, right? Just the base 1 that you get from the Obelisk, and then the 1.5 from the polychrome. As we go through the battles, it should just kind of be a right around like an x3 multiplier, which can't really complain about, right? It's not terrible having this thing turn up. I don't particularly like it. But before we buy the Obelisk, I am going to come down here and go to the Jumbo Arcana pack. I would love to find double gold coming out of this thing. And so with the 5 Arcana option down here, we'll see if it turns up. So the Joker's one turned up. We unfortunately didn't take the Joker first. It's a bit of a chicken and egg as to whether or not you'd rather go for the Joker one or go for the double your money one. But we did find double your money in here with the Hermit. And so we'll go ahead and take that one. There's not going to be any other cards I would rather have at this stage of the game, right? Steel card is fantastically strong, but double the money is exactly what we're looking for here. All right, taking the Obelisk. Looking good. 20 gold. Big Joker. All looks good. So let's see. The double Mega Arcana pack, not bad. Double your money, also not bad, but we do need to try and find a little bit of direction for our deck. And then the boss shouldn't be too bad with the spade cards are debuffed. And so the way I'm kind of looking at this is we do need to start picking up some jokers, right? We have a very good base at this point with the Obelisk, but we don't really have any direction. And so I'm going to fight through the tarot cards here, and then we'll take the gold on the next pass, and then we'll see if we don't get a little bit of help along the way. So fairly close to a flush now that we've hit it. We had a 3 flush to start with, discarded everything else, got all the way up to 5. Let's see where it hits. Oh, it's just 1.5? It doesn't even... Oh, currently at X1. Oh, God, this thing sucks so much. What's such an unfortunate card. Oh, I thought we had this straight, but it doesn't exist yet. Let's take one more discard, see if we can't either hit the ace-high straight or pair up some of our big cards. Didn't turn up. We'll just play this pair of 8s and continue to look for something big. All right, 1.2 malt coming out. I thought that those were going to be additive, right? They play out separately, and so it's not nearly as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, say, like X3, or where we stand right now is going to be X2.7, but they don't add. I should have known better, and so it's going to go 1.5 and then 1.5 again, which I don't know how math works. You know, there might be a legitimate reason to prefer having those go separately. Like if you're at 10 and you multiply it by 3, that's 30. If you're at 10 and you multiply by 1.5, that's 15. And then you multiply 15 by 1.5, that's like another 7.5. So that gets you up to like 22. Yeah, that's just worse, right? Look at how good I did that math. I figured it out all on my own. It's just worse. Stupid ass card. It wouldn't be bad if it didn't reset, right? Once you play your most common hand, it resets back down to that 1. Doesn't say it on there, but I'm like 99% certain that's how it works. All right, what do we have in this next shop though? Gain malt for every booster pack skipped. I usually don't like this one. It does have foil attached to it, which what I've really kind of found over the course of the past few runs is it's like very good to have one foil, but after that, like stacking foil isn't that good, and so it would carry us kind of far here in the early game. But being in the space to where it is an eternal card, we have to stop and think about it a little bit more. Like, I guess it would be okay if we just think of this as being like our only kind of chip booster, and then we'll start to certainly have the opportunity to purchase more booster packs along the way. Fine, we'll see how it goes. We get it sort of for free here with the temperance turning up. All right, stop at 24. So we'll take the money here, double ourselves up to, what is that, 48? Ready to buy some chips now. give me them booster packs. So what do we got? We got the makings of a diamond flush in hand. That seems reasonable to me, but it's always interesting having this 3 of a kind in hand when we're down to this gameplay where we only have 2 discards. So I'm thinking, like, what if we do this? Just play the 3 of a kind 10s, collect on the 2 10s, and this is sort of like a discard. I think it's okay. Probably should have gotten rid of the ace as well, if we're looking at it as kind of like a true discard. Because we just want diamonds, right? It's like I guess we did just hit our diamonds, but it's like we missed out on missed out on an extra card there. Yeah, and then our obelisk reset because flush is our most common hand. It's ugh. Like I understand what we're getting ourselves into there. I just do not like this card. Again, if we just think of it as the 1.5, maybe it's not that bad. All right, did pick up a full house here. We'll just go for the aces full. I think that might be enough to finish off the round. We did have the pair of threes at the bottom as well. But playing like the sevens full of threes and having 2 cards being debuffed doesn't sound particularly appealing. 11 chips short. I get him queen. Drop that high card out there. Get the bonus on the obelisk. Alright, good stuff. We'll start chipping in that multiplier on this red card now. We'll certainly start to find things to discard. Lots of very good packs down here, though. We're not going to be discarding any of this stuff. So with this first face card gives X2 mult. This isn't bad. It's a nice face card style build around. We aren't tied into it as being an Eternal, but let's lead off with this Buffoon pack, see if we can't get a little bit more direction first. So what do you got? Sell this to get a double tag is not bad. Chips on straight's not bad. We see this queen multiplier turn up quite often. It does kind of tie in with that face card up front to where you start to develop a lot of hands to where you just try and discard as much as you can to face card hands, right? To big hands. And if you have to play, say, like an ace high straight, fine. But if you end up playing like a 2 pair kings and tens with a queen or 2 in hand as you were shooting for that big straight, it works out kind of nice. And then the other kind of thing with it is maybe it does work with obelisk kind of well. What I tend to find with face card hands is you're looking to make that discard, right, to where you're just looking for ace through tens, and you oftentimes find a variety of hands you're trying to play, and so you run into a lot of full houses, a lot of 2 pairs, a lot of straights, and it's not necessarily just playing the same hand over and over again. So maybe that is a place to kind of chase down. But the one I'm actually interested in here is the to the moon. We're already at 50 interest. We're gonna start picking up just a fuck ton of money, and hopefully start to level up this red card. But not passing on the booster pack. Get a nice pick 2 out of this Arcana pack. What do we got? I think we want to pick up the just random 2 tarot cards. Like building towards hearts isn't that spectacular. The lucky cards are fine. Destroying some small cards isn't terrible, but we still don't really have the direction, right? That would have been kind of the nice path between taking the queen multiplier card along with the face card joker that's still hanging out there. Is you just get the good direction that way. But yeah, I do think I've at least kind of convinced myself that we're building up to this just kind of like generalist face card style of deck. Since, I mean, I am fine with Obelisk just being the 1.5x, but we can do just a little bit better, right? Might as well take the photograph, right? Okay. Why not? So here, the handy tag. It's tough to pass up on a handy, you know, LOL, wiener jokes, but just not particularly good here. Then we do have the polychrome tag on the next one. Very interested in it. So let's go ahead and battle this first one, and then we'll take that tag on the next one. Oh, snap. It's not exactly. I thought we just opened with the full house. Let's see if we can't find another big card. The queen's full turns up. I can't tell if you can see the tarot cards up top. I mean, is this better? Hang on, let me do this. Maybe this helps a little bit, right? This is something you should probably do, not in the middle of a video, but I don't know if that helps or not. But we'll finish out the run. I'll try to pay a little bit of attention to these things. Oh, you can't see the text on them though. Okay. Maybe not. We'll bring it back up. But no, the mult card, we have the mult cards, and then we have the sell for joker value. I guess we'll just go ahead and sell for the joker value here. Not a ton of reason not to. And then we can put the mults on something. Might as well just do it to the queens. And that should get us out of this hand in one shot. But this is kind of what I was talking about in terms of the face cards, right? We were trying to mulligan or discard into this full house, and we hit. But if you imagine that queen we hit was like an ace, and then we re-roll this 9 and the 3 looking for more big cards, and then we just miss, and you're playing 3 of a kind, right? That kind of thing turns up just very frequently when you're just trying to play the face cards over and over again, but you're trying to hit 2 pairs, 3 of a kind straights, and not any like one card in particular. All right, let's see what turns up. I do somewhat like superposition. This is create a tarot card if you have the ace high straight. It gives us a nice little build around to the tarot cards early. It gives us a little bit of discard for the red card, and then it's a you know, easy thing to kind of chunk away in the later game when you're looking to swap from having like economy cards and build around kind of cards, just moving into chips only to finish off the run. But all right, I do like hack. These re-trigger cards are quite good, but I think we're kind of beyond what we're going to get out of it. Don't need economy cards, don't really need something like splash, although it does work with face cards, and then we're going to discard or pass on the 8s, and so are just kind of looking to either upgrade to face cards or get rid of the pack and upgrade this red card. I think that's the way that we'll start to look towards this the rest of the way. Double the money turns up again. I think I'm still on board with just creating 2 random tarot cards. I'll tell you what turns up out of this. Like, if it's not going to let us physically make face cards, I'm not as super interested in it. And so we hit convert to diamonds. Not super interested in that. We'll just sell. And then the other one is get the money value out of your jokers. We'll go ahead and spend that. I'm trying to think if it's worth a reroll at this point. It's like we've got enough money, but we're never going to hit packs. We're really interested in hitting packs for the red card. All right, let's pick up that polychrome and on to the boss. That's not a very face card looking hand. Like we're definitely discarding the 7 and the 5. The question would be, do we want to hang on to these spades, which I guess is kind of okay. I just feel like we're half-assing it if we don't get rid of this king. But it's only one card we aren't discarding at this point. Maybe it's not that bad. And then you just land on 4 of a kind. Okay. It's no ace high straight for the superposition, but certainly a big ass hand we're dropping. A little bit short. 400 chips, not that big of a deal. Needing to sort by rank, interesting. We know we have at least a pair of aces, since this ace is showing up to the left. What happens if you sort by suit? Probably don't have a flush. All right, well, there's probably not a ton of reason to read into this too heavily. We hit the flush in here? No. All right. Pair aces. Probably won't get us out of the round. Barely got us out. We only needed 400 chips. I guess barely is kind of a relative term. Alright, big money though. What else we got? So the Fool can use this to just generate more money. Not that bad. Again, gonna go ahead and just start picking up these rando celestials. We have the money for it. the blanks. I picked these up on the fun runs. Let's just go ahead and pick it up. I know I leveled up the 1 blank, and then now I'm surprised that they still turn up. And so I don't know if you can actually get anything out of that later on. That does mess up our Fool, though. Well, I guess it's good to know the Fool is out there, since we are about to open an Arcana pack. What is this? Diamonds, create 2 randoms, glass, clubs, and lucky. Alright, we'll just take the randoms. Hanged Man and the Devil. Don't have room for the Fool now, though. We can't really use it. It's a bit of a bummer. Let's see what turns up out of here. Can we do this? Can we use, say, like the Devil onto this ace? No. So these aren't particularly good. I am still interested in just picking up the big cards, but Without any like multipliers on here, it's just going to be better to upgrade the red card. So let's do this. I'm going to sell the devil. I'm going to pick up the fool. Just such a good tarot card. Now let's roll. Let's see if we hit something for this polychrome. What is this? +1 discard? Ugh. I guess. You know, it's not that spectacular, but it's not the worst. I think we'll line up like this. We got the to the moon, which just gives us the money. We'll sell that eventually. Then the flat multiplier, the 1.5x, the potential x2, and then the bigger. Maybe it should just be with the x2 at the end. Okay, I'm on board. Next round. So what do we got? Mega Buffoon Pack, not interested in. Mega Celestial Pack, not interested in. And then we do have a strong opponent in the wall at the end of the round. All right, let's see what turns up. See if we can't get up to those face cards. Pretty close to something. Not quite a straight. We get all these extra discards, so we can be extra greedy, huh? Is that a straight flush? Not quite. You can run in the straight or run out the 2 pair. I guess it might be a little bit better to play out the flush. I guess that'll reset our obelisk, but it still leaves us with this this big Queen Jack 10 up top for when we need to play a second hand. Did this photograph activate? I must not have just been paying attention. The first played face card. The interesting thing with it is you'll find yourself to where you have to start doing this, is to where, like, say we wanted to play 10-10 and then get the queen at the end. Like if we had some kind of bonus, right? Say we had that joker that gives you the bonus multiplier if you play a spade, you would want your spades activating to the left, and then the kind of more towards the end is when the queen would pop. But not entirely relevant at this point. All right, let's just drop in the 2 pair. We still have 3 hands left though. We have a lot of spades. I mean, maybe we just do this. We just play the jack and then hang on to the Queen Jack 10 of spades and see if we don't spike something big on the next hand. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, we can just play a pair of aces if we want. Sure. This just leaves me feeling like we're really risking it as this final hand comes together. Like if we're stuck playing a flush, then it's not going to do a ton, right? Because we're going to lose out on our obelisk, and the chances of hitting something spectacular in the middle aren't that high. But it's 2 pairs probably enough. We could play the flush, right? But it's not like that much higher scoring, right? It's a 35x4 base to where the 2 pair is 20x2. I guess it's a little bit more than I gave it credit for, but where are we at with these? We played 4 flushes and 0 2 pairs. I guess you're kind of stuck paying attention to that at some point, but let's at least try and make sure we don't lose here. We'll get out of that fairly easy, right? Yeah, 7K off of that hand. Okay, probably had a place in there to use the Hanged Man and just kind of missed it, but this is what it is. So what do we got here? Create a tarot card when the blind is selected. I don't think we can pick up things like that at this point. Let's just start cracking packs. Probably don't want anything here. X3 malt if you play all the suits is kind of interesting. That is quite a strong one. Up to 20 in debt. Malt for 3 of a kind. Okay, I will take this. It's just so strong. I think I'll actually get rid of the photograph. The photograph really wants you to have like re-trigger cards, right? To where you get to activate that thing twice. I don't think that's going to come up too often. Right, what is this? A black hole turning up. This is interesting in that we do have the fool in hand still, so we can upgrade every poker hand by one and then upgrade them all again, which is pretty strong given that we aren't really building towards any hand in particular. We're just building towards that high hand kind of thing, and so let's pop that off. Shit. You can't. I guess that didn't quite do what I wanted. It created the Emperor in hand and didn't create the black hole. I got so amped about it. We should have looked before we leapt, huh? Whatever. So let's keep at it. Oh, I mean, are we interested in just playing a 3 of a kind right out the start? What if we do this? We'll play the 3 of a kind and just use it as a discard. Keep the 3 big cards with clubs. Alright, what do we got? Let's use this Hanged Man. I'm going to get these smaller cards out of here. I feel like we've kind of missed out on it. Now we can use the Emperor, generate the 2 random tarot cards. Maybe we'll get something else exciting happening with this. Convert the card left to right. It's not that bad. We could convert into a full house here if we want. And then convert to spades. Not exactly what we're looking for. But, like, this is the kind of interesting space to where we do have, like, ace, or the 2 reds with ace and 8. We have the clubs and the spades, but we wouldn't be able to play the 8. Right, so we're not going to be able to spike that X3 multiplier out of here. It's just one of the things you got to kind of watch out for with this deck. I think I am still interested though in just going ahead and making an ace, and then we'll play the full house. So just a little bit short of the end. Whatever. What's our least played hand out of this? Straight flush for sure, and then 2 pair at the bottom. Alright. We don't have 2 pair. Pair of 10s is probably good enough. We'll play these little cards with it just in case. But it feels like that ought to be like a 670 point hand, right? We have enough jokers at this point to where that's not a big thing to hit. Yeah, just hit 2K with no effort. Alright, good deal. What do we got? X3 if the hand contains a straight. I'm not really interested in playing towards it. Let's just start opening these packs and moving on. Who do we got? Magician for lucky card. Planet cards don't want. Convert left to right. It's not that bad, but we do need to put a little bit more work into upgrading this red card. We'll take the standard pack as well. See if we get a high-powered face card with an object on it. We didn't. Can skip that one. Move on to the next round. The wall, the big one. This could be tough. So as long as we aren't playing flushes, we should be okay in terms. Oh, we got to skip full houses as well. Oh no, pair is our. How did we push pair up to our most played hand in that last one? I guess our obelisk is reset. Well, with that in mind, was just not playing pairs is kind of avoidable. See if we can't upgrade ourselves to some big cards. There's an ace high straight. We have the world to make spades if we want. So I mean, we do have. If we go like, here's the 2 reds, right? The diamond and the heart. Here's a club. We got to find a spade somewhere else, and so maybe something like this. There's probably a better way to keep track of these, but this might be a 40k hand right out the gates. Our obelisk isn't going to do the work, but we are going to get that X3 out of the flower pot. A little short of the one-hander, but we got really close right there at the end. But let's see if we can't manage our hands here. Maybe we do just start playing pairs. I don't know, that seems reasonable to me. Just to try and really ramp up the most commonly played hand, so we don't have to worry about the Obelisk as much here in the future. Well, I was hoping to churn through like 2 or 3 more hands there, but turns out the pair of 6s was just too good. Alright, big money. So what's this? I usually like having access to Director's Cut. It's just there's a couple of them. We aren't really lined up to where there's a boss that's like a real trouble card, right? In the sense that we can sell a Joker, we can beat like clubs or debuffed, but this still like always worries me to run into rounds like what's he called? You only get to play one hand, and so we'll hang on to Voucher for just a minute. Like I can also see something like if we run into the one to where you have 0 discards. That could be a problem as well. So we'll circle back. Let's see if we have a good way to spend some money here first, and then pick that one up later. So make a wild card. That does work with our flower pot. Interested in it. Increase the rank as whatever and convert to spades. So let's just make a wild card out of the 10. A little bit more important, I think, than picking up that 3 malt. We got nothing spectacular with these. Kept that voucher. I think we're good to go. What was left? Face cards give malt. I mean, that's actually not bad. We give up on a lot of money if we get rid of To the Moon at this point, though, and I'm not getting rid of the flower pot. Just like if we were on ante 7, that would be super easy just to give up the To the Moon. I mean, what's the deal? It's going to be like 20 gold. It's not like we're building to. It's not like we're building to a like economy thing. We don't have like the bowl or whatever it is that gives you a chip for your gold, and so I think that's fine. All right, moving forward. And so here there is a holographic Joker, which is fine, but there's a negative tag Joker in the one that's after that. And I don't really like picking up 2 tags within the same run. These don't stack onto the same card. And so I just want the one negative Joker turning up. So we'll do battle with the holographic, the tooth at the end, the guy that gives you neg 1 for every neg $1 for every coin you play. He's not that big of a deal. Right, we're finding our way getting up here to the smiley face. It is worth noting aces and 10s aren't face cards, so they won't count towards that, but we've got a couple discards left. We can see if we spike another big face card or something, and we did. This is good. We have the full house, which we are kind of high on, right? We've played 4. Would we rather just start dropping 3 of a kinds? They're a little bit lower at this point. I don't think I want to read into it that much. We'll go with the queens full of aces and then sit back on the flush. It's tough. Like I really need to get in like 5 or 6 runs with this stupid obelisk to feel like I'm doing it more optimally. But it's like once I figured out it reset, then I got upset about it and didn't want it anymore. And so. It's usually as soon as that one turns up, I just don't buy it. All right, what do we got here? Not interested in the Jokers. We'll open up the packs. Probably just gonna pass on them for the red card multiplier. Yeah, 10s and 4s against what we're doing. Castle, way too far along in the game to pick a scaling chip card, so we'll definitely skip over those. Celestial Pack, probably just going to skip over as well. But I think I will circle back and take Mars, the 4 of a kind. Not super likely to be using 4 of a kinds, but it just feels like such a low monetary investment at this point. All right, taking the negative Joker onto the tooth. So what do we got? I think our kind of like bread and butter hand this game's gonna be full houses. But what if we start off with this and just play the flush, and then see if we can't build up into a full house kind of hand. All right, we got the wild card to help tie into the flower pot. All right, not that bad, not that bad. So we did hit on a full house, but we're a little bit short in terms of the the suits. And so let's just try to build up to big face cards. A 6, 9 can go. And say I'm not quite certain we'll be able to hit like diamonds, but this should work, right? I'm 90% positive this works, that it's going to read that we have the club and the spade, so we have both black cards, and then we have the heart and the wild card, which should count towards a diamond. Now, I know that like the wild card doesn't count towards all 4, right? You can't just play wild card and automatically get the X3 mult, but I'm pretty certain it counts into the suits for the flower pot. We'll watch it here. There it goes, X3 right at the end. Good stuff. All right, kicking into Ante 7, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. It sucked we went through that round and just didn't use smiley face, right? That's a little point of worry, but still gotta feel like that went well. So let's see. I'm gonna purchase Temperance, right? This is going to give the total sell value of all the jokers, but then we're just going to circle back and re-roll. So we'll get more money out of that in a minute. Happy enough to pick up the extra hand per round from the voucher. That's a quite strong one for us here. It gives us kind of a extra play. But this wildcard queen looks very good. Well, it seems a little bit better than the multiplier. The standard pack. These like the steel 10 gives us that little in-hand scaling, a little bit better than the bonus chips from the red card. All right, now who's this? Each face card held in hand has a 1 in 2 chance to give $1. Now it's an interesting one. Like I'm gonna take it, since it's like my initial consideration with this will be like, if it's something that just gives chips or gives multiplier, I'm going to snap it up, right? We're getting right to the end. Money doesn't really matter that much anymore. And that's going to be something that counts towards every run. But hitting a very like economy-centric card like this, like each face card held in hand has a chance to give the 1 gold. Like if we finish every round with 2 face cards in hand, this is going to give like 4 gold towards the end of the day. That's not particularly worth it, but we do, man, maybe we do just skip on this. We're just not going to have the time to get it back. Like I was leaning towards, it's like we have the Temperance, and so it's like we're only paying probably 6 gold for this, right? If the sell value is going to be 5, we'll get 5 right back out of the Temperance, but it's just not going to do anything. Alright, so I'll go ahead and drop the Temperance and then move on. That's a bummer. So what do we got here? Mega Standard Pack, don't want. Boss Blind Money, not that big of a deal. And then the boss itself, after play or discard, always draw 3. Okay, we can handle him if we need to. What do we got? Close to a full house right out the gates, especially with this 3 different suits in here. And so let's just do something like this. I'm going to hold onto the queens. Since it is a heart, I was going to say if we hit a queen and we can play aces full of queens, that's going to be quite strong. And then we got the full hand here. Get to hold on to the steel card for the bonus multiplier. Looks good. I guess full houses are a little too good these days. Just reset our Obelisk. Still pretty good round though. 47k. Nothing to scoff at. So let's see. Let's just start doing this. We'll play pairs, hopefully give us a little bit more wiggle room in terms of what our most played hand is. It still feels like this is going to be a 3K hand, and it's not going to it's not going to give us just the chance to churn through. Maybe we should just start playing high cards, but I mean, high cards is only at 2. Like, there's no way we're going to ramp high card up enough to work with the Obelisk. All right, but what do we got? Don't really care about either of these jokers. Celestial Pack, we're probably just going to open and pass. And same with the other. See what turns up with the standard pack, but probably just going to pass. Ooh, interesting stuff. What's this? Holographic Jack, very good. And then the blue seal on the Ace of Diamonds isn't that big of a deal. Let's pick up the Jack here, though. Okay. Do we ever want to skip this? I think we probably just want to do our best to open as many packs as we can the rest of the way. Alright, so let's just continue our quest for the big cards. We got 3-of-a-kind jacks in hand. Let's just see if we can't pair up on faces to hit the bonus multiplier for the smiley face. What's this? We got 3 10s. Looks like 10s full of jacks. Just keep messing up that Obelisk. It's like, I don't know. It's like I guess the thing we really need to be doing is running out multiple full houses back to back so that it gets the chance to scale up higher, but I don't quite see the tools to do that. We can keep playing pairs though, right? It's like I want to play one big hand and then be able to kind of churn through the rest of these. Maybe that's what we'll be able to do here. Just in case things go wrong, how do we want this to look? Like this collection, the king, we have the 2 reds and the 2 blacks, so if we need to get the X3 at the end of the day, we're still safe. So let's just play the pair of kings like this. Then hopefully we can play like another pair and then just finish. What was that, like 7K? I think this is still safe. Yeah, if we need to, we can play this 2 pair with the queens and the 10s and probably be pretty safe. Right, so that was like 8K. It feels moderately dangerous doing it this way, but what do we need here? We need like 10. So we probably will have to swap over to the 2 pair. Heart Diamond, Spade Club. Okay. We just get so much. Well, I guess we don't get a ton of bonus mult this way, but get the X3 is the big piece. Yeah. 41 easily ended it, but I mean, hopefully that's where we get to start being in this space to where we are getting to the end and we want to be making full houses because that's our kind of bread and butter finishing hand. That if we can ramp up this pair to being our most played hand, then we should be able to get the big multiplier. And so we'll see if that comes together. What is this? I guess we're never going to be interested in these jokers unless they're negative, right? The only sellable one we have is the flower pot. Alright, bonus. Bonus. Okay, the serpent. I usually mess this one up, so we'll see how this goes. Looks like we opened with a big straight, but there's a 10. Like I'd like to hold on to the 10. It is our only diamond, though. All right. So we can do this for the ace high straight, spade club, heart diamond for the big multiplier. Okay. Alright, very close. We'll just play a high card now. Get that 5 out here. I'm very curious what high card actually ranks as in terms of chips. It's, an easy one to just be. Oh, we should have played a pair. That was sloppy. That was sloppy. The pair would have been quite good there, getting us up to 11. That's okay though. So what I'm kind of interested in here is if we ever want to just like skip straight to the final boss. It's tough to tell with what we have access to, but I'm gonna use this priestess. I guess using a flush is fine. 2 pairs is gonna be fine. Like 2 pairs, that kind of hand to where you can play 2 pairs and we can play 3 of a kinds, or 2 pairs and full houses and get the X3 off the flower pot. Gonna open the packs and just self. So what we're doing? What's this? 50 chip on a 10? There is also a wild 10. The wilds are probably just too good to pass. It would be preferable if it was a face card, but it is what it is. Let's take these rolls. Those aren't playable. Those aren't playable either. Okay, next one. So how do we feel about this? +3 hand size into the next round isn't that bad. And what's the final boss? Playing a pair, set your money to 0. I could not give less fucks about that. And so let's just... Oh, hang on. We're only on ante 7, though. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I thought we were on the final boss, though, and I was like, oh, that's just the easy one. That's easy mode to finish off right there. Not quite. Not quite. Got to slow the roll just a little bit. So how many 2 pairs have we played up to this point? Only 2? Discard a little bit. I'd like to avoid playing full houses here. So I'm looking to do something like this, to where we have the heart and the diamond of jacks. Looking to play the black 9s if those are going to be the ones that actually turn themselves up here. So let's take the discard. Still a little off. Okay, so that's a big 2 pair, right? We got the... No, we're short of the clubs. We just don't have any clubs in hand. Ugh. I'm gonna discard this 10 of spades. We want to be playing face cards out of this. So we did find a club, but it's going to eat the steel along with it. Is what it is, I guess. If we want to play 2 pair, you can switch to just playing full house. But I was really wanting to save the full houses for the final boss, but I guess there is always the risk that we just lose to this boss as well, right? We don't really want that to happen, and so... Alright. Full house it is, I guess. So at 102, that's pretty close to finishing. Now we got this 4 of a kind ace. That should be a pretty easy play, right? We've got the big multiplier out of it. It doesn't ruin anything in terms of our obelisk. Like seeing that. And if we need to, we do still have like three jacks in hand. Do something with it. Not easy, easy. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think this will probably be another one of those spaces to where we just end up discarding. Yeah, we don't want these jokers, right? Retrigger the face cards. That does like work. This is what I'm talking about with using the face and having the build-arounds for. It's like retrigger all the face cards is good, but not really what we're looking to do here. Let's pick up the spectral pack. There can be a lot of good stuff out of this. Add the blue seal, don't care. Add polychrome and destroy no other jokers. No, don't want a rare joker, and then add gold seal to a card in your hand. These don't do anything, so we'll skip. So yeah, I think we're just going to be skipping to the boss here. Take a quick look at these, see if anything turns up. Nothing did. Skip. What's this? One random joker disabled every hand. That's probably reasonable to battle against, right? The only one that we're particularly upset about getting KO'd is the flower pot, and we might be able to kind of navigate around that, right? If we're trying to play a big full house, when maybe we wait around, right? Maybe we wait until the next one, and so I think that's a doable one to keep up. So what do we got? Fairly trash opener. Can look to play the big 2 pair, but I think the 10s are fine to discard here as well. If we hit a king or a queen, then we'll be off the races with the full house. Didn't turn up. I'd like to hang on to the discard at this point. Who is this? The red card is just the 50 chips. All right. I don't know if that was good or bad, resetting the obelisk. Just dropping the pair. Maybe that was not as ideal as one would have had it be. But we do get to play the big full house now. It's going to have the X3 attached to it. That feels nasty. That doesn't feel like that was very positive. And so what do we have here? I was hoping that with the obelisk down, if we needed to play a pair, this would have been the time to do it, right? But straight here is okay. It has all of the flower pot activators. We got Spade Club, we have Diamond Heart, and we're looking to just pick up big cards. And we're like, this feels a little bit more reasonable than actually taking a discard at this point. Yeah, we are falling quite short here. We really need to be hitting big, like, face card 3 of a kind kind of things here. So here, this is painful. The flower pot did just go down. I'm not certain what to think of that, because I was looking at this and it's like, well, we can play the 7s full of jacks. That maybe this is the time to do it, because it's short on the combos anyways. And then this will still leave us with an extra discard to shoot for one of these big face card style of hands. All right, this will be our last full house in terms of activating the obelisk. It'll reset with the next one. All right, one hand left. Got to get something big out of these, and so the flower pot is active again. Don't care about smiley face going down. I guess the question to be is, do we go for like a straight flush, or right? Because the full house is just going to get KO'd. I guess you could try and dig for 4 of a kind, but that doesn't strike me as very good. So with this, I'm leaning towards a discard at least like this, to where it does get us in a spot to where we're kind of close to straights and flushes, and you may end up with some kind of straight flush out of here. It's just kind of awkward in the sense that, like, if we want to go for, maybe we do have to just try and go for spades, right? Ace of spades, queen of spades. But then, like, if you're going for that, you don't get the X3. I can't imagine we're like, getting 200k chips is going to be a super stretch with our hand as it is, and just a straight flush just has to absolutely be worse than activating the X3. And so with that in mind, probably like need the queen. I th I think that we're stuck being like this. This seems like it'll give us the most opportunity um, to hit a full house involving like our good card here, but I have to imagine that this is going to fall short. Yeah, we didn't even didn't hit. Like 2 pair is as good as we can do. Bummer. And so that was an awkward pair early. I'm not certain how far along we would have come with this. Like, how big is this hand? 65k for a bad 2 pair. Like that was, you know, pretty disastrous playing that pair early. I don't even quite remember why we did it. It doesn't seem like it was a good idea. But resetting the obelisk just seems like that was poor. And so, like, at the end of the day, it would have gotten up to like x2, like x2.1 if we didn't mess it up. But the thing with playing that pair is it also let us play the full house, right? If we were to that point to where if we'd played the full house, the obelisk was going to reset anyways. And I'm not quite certain what we could have done to get around that. And so I don't think we played that last hand well. But at the end of the day, this should have been an exercise in maximizing, you know, how to use the obelisk. And to me, that space is like really understanding how to make like one really good hand. And so I think the thing with the obelisk and what you're actually trying to build towards with it and trying to have it be successful is like we get to play 4 hands, right? You play high card, you play high card, you play high card. That keeps your obelisk reset. And then you play like your big flush to win. That's round 4. Round 5, you play high card, you play high card, you play high card, you play your flush. That clears the round and you're done. You go to your next round, you play high card, you play high card, you play high card, you play your flush, and then you move on. And then as you get into, you know, maybe round 5, or like round 6, round 7, round 8, you have your high card so just like jacked to the sky that there's no way your other cards are going to catch up to it, right? So like I mentioned this slightly with the obelisk earlier, as to where you can't just build towards a single hand, right? If you're trying to play the single hand over and over and over again, it doesn't do anything. But it also is painful for most of these other strategies, to where we talked about face cards a lot with this one, right? Where the premier hand you'll be playing are ace high straight, full house, and 2 pairs. That's just what kind of like naturally comes together with the high card strategy, and even then, it starts to flatten out, right? So you've played 7 straights, you've played 7 full houses, and you've played 4 2 pairs. Like you're really getting kind of limited in what you're able to do with that multiplier. And so I think I've like kind of hit on the strategy with what to do with obelisk. It takes a lot of work to really build up to, and then you're just kind of off to the races from there. And so we started trying to do it a little too late in the run, I think. And I think we also were doing it backwards, in the sense that we would play the big flush and we would get to, you know, 48,000 of 50,000 for the round. And then we're like, oh, okay, we're going to end this round very easily. Let's start churning out these shitty hands so that we can like raise up our hand count for the obelisk. And then it's like, all right, I play a pair, the round's done, right? And so I think that if we got to take this seed and redo it, now that I've gotten an obelisk run in to where I've like really thought about what makes it work, that would be the way to do it, right? We're just going to say, okay, I have this round 1. I know that I've hit the flush in my hand. It's going to end the round. I play high card, I play high card, I play high card, then I play my flush. And that multiplier is going to reset on the next round, but we're really, really building up that singular hand that we've played over and over and over again. So then when we get into, say, you know, round 6, we can be like, okay, my high card is at 30, and then the hand that I want to play is at like 10. And so then with that hand at 10, you know that you're not going to play it 20 times over the course of the next 3 rounds, and you can really both multiply up the obelisk and play the hand that you want to play. And so yeah, like getting obelisk in the mid run seems kind of trash, but in this state, to where we had it like as our first choice, right? We literally had it at the end of round 1. We should have absolutely been able to build around that and had just a super easy face smash of a run. But Had to figure out the strategy first. Didn't quite have it down until now. We'll be ready for the next one. Nonetheless, good game. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. Had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.